Welcome back, everybody. A very exciting day because it's Free Therapy Wednesday. Each week we like to check in with our friend Dr. Laura Saunders for a midweek mental health boost.
Yeah, today we are diving into a topic that's been all over the headlines in the news. Earlier this week, the Surgeon General said that social media should come with a warning label. So we're thrilled to have Dr. Laura Saunders here in studio. Yes, our Mental Health Wednesday is live and in person. Thank you for being here.
I'm very happy to be here.
All right, so what do you think?
So I think that the Surgeon General has a very good idea, and we absolutely need this. There's more and more data coming out, and data like this is evolving over time, right? It's not like cause and effect. It's something that builds over time. So as we know, young people get access to social media and smartphones earlier and earlier.
Right.
What we see is that it affects their brain development, it affects their social development, it affects their verbal development, it affects so many things that we absolutely need to put warning labels.
Well, and the thing is when you have a warning label on a box of cigarettes, like nobody now argues. Once upon a time, people thought cigarettes were fine. They even talked about it just made you thinner and more beautiful. But now we know cigarettes are bad. Nobody argues that. I feel like a warning label would mean that you would have no more arguments with your teens. Like, no, this is not great for your mental health.
Right. In the same way that alcohol bottles have a warning label for pregnant women, right? We know there's data to show and prove that this is detrimental to our young people. So that's what we need to do. Honestly, you know, the software engineers and the developers who have these you know, algorithms and push notifications and all these things, that's no match for young brains. It's no match for our brains, right? We get caught up in things.
Yeah.
But we have the advantage of perspective. I can look at something and say, boy, this person really looks beautiful, but I looked okay yesterday, right? That I have perspective in life. Young people don't have perspective.
We also grew up without all that, so I think we can also
magazines. We
say,
had,
like, I'm going to put it down.
And every now and then I'd look at a magazine and go, wow, I wish I looked like that, but it wasn't in my face constantly 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Right, and then all the data came out about airbrushing and all the things, and you realize, well, that person looks beautiful, they're in a magazine, but they've had all this work done to them. And we know there's filters and other things, but it really is, you know, so detrimental for their young brains and their developing brains. They just don't have the information to make comparisons.
So until we get a warning label, I know you've talked all over in schools and whatnot. There's also some moves to try and make cell phones not allowed in schools at all, even make that a federal rule. What's your advice for parents? Like, what can we do right now when these kids are out of school and there's so much access to social media right now? Right.
We know that there are actually schools in Connecticut that have piloted projects, you know, zip-locking those phones away.
Yeah.
And guess what? The kids feel better. They get anxious at first, but the kids feel better. There's a movement called Wait Until 8th Grade, and that's a movement where it takes away the argument,
Parents
I'm
sign
the
a
only
pledge,
one
right?
who doesn't have it, right? They sign a pledge. Everyone's waiting till at the end of 8th grade for any kids to get a smartphone, because right now the data shows that the average age of getting a smartphone is 10 years old.
10 years old? What is that, 5th grade?
That's 5th grade.
5th grade. Wow, that's so young.
And I know parents think, I want to get a hold of them. We even had parents who were against taking the phones away in school because, like, what if there's a school shooting? I mean, it's sad that we have to think like that. But the bottom line is there's no way. I mean, I couldn't do my job right now if I was trying to interview you and look at my phone.
Right. Right.
I mean, you can't learn or communicate the right way.
You absolutely cannot. And the reality is, we all got through school without our parents calling us during the day or texting us, or without, you know, we did pass notes. That was how we communicated during the school day.
I got in trouble, too.
Right. And that's okay, because they realized that was a distraction to our education. But it was easier to catch. So we just need to be careful.
Put your Surgeon General boots on. What would the warning say? What would it look like?
It would say, warning, excessive use of social media is detrimental to your mental and social well-being.
And social well-being. Very interesting.
Should I be given the position? That's what I would say.
Yeah, no, that's really good.
Yeah, and just making it, you know, no more an argument of like, no, it's fine, phones are fine. A lot of times you'll hear from your kids, you didn't grow up with it, but it's fine, I'm fine. And they really don't think it's hurting them.
Right, because it's a cumulative effect, right? Any few moments that you're looking at something, it's not a big deal. But it's, you know, what some of the data is showing, a Gallup poll showed that teens are spending in excess of 5 hours a day.
Yeah.
5 hours. There's a American Psychological Association and a Journal of American Medical Association data that's coming out saying anything more than 3 hours a day doubles your rates of depression.
That's so sad.
So there's data now showing that this is dangerous for their well-being.
Okay, and do you recommend after 8th grade they get the phones?
That's what the best way to do it is. And if all parents do it together, it takes away that excuse, I'm the only one that doesn't have it.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. All right.
Flip phones are different. It's a smartphone, right?
It's the smartphone.
No
the
joke,
smartphone
there's companies coming back that are making flip phones again.
Well, if you need access to your, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, that's one thing. But if you're
Right.
going to be on it looking, scrolling, and doing everything else on it, it's another thing.
Right, because the flip phones might be accessed, but it's not the instant access to Wi-Fi and,
Exactly.
and all sorts of apps.
Kara still has a flip phone.
I wish I did.
It's an Apple flip. Thank you, Dr. Laura Saunders.
We'll take a deeper dive on some of the strategies that Dr. Saunders teaches in schools around Connecticut on Kara's Cures on the podcast coming up. Thank you so much, Dr. Saunders.
Thank you.
All right, still ahead on your Wednesday, turn back the clock. Watch your wrinkles disappear. How Plexiderm can help you look and feel your best in minutes.
Plus, a hole-in-one when it comes to party planning. We've got some great golf-themed ideas for your own party. Great Day, Connecticut. We'll be right back.